Welcome to the Contract Controller training video series. In this short training video we're going to show you how to enter bill items into a quotation. Assuming that the quotation has already been started, we go to the Bill Schedule of Works area. We then say Add New Bill Item. We then need to type a description in what the bill item is, so to remove and dispose of existing stud petitions to rear of shop. You'll notice my terrible spelling there. The system's highlighted that, so I can simply right click on that and then select the relevant spelling. So to remove and install existing subpetition of shop, unit measure, we're going to say that is a sum. And now I need to add the elements in to make that up, which basically is going to be a skip and labour. Skips I put in as a bought-in item, and I Control A to get an entry to make a line into these areas. Now I don't know how the skip has been coded, so I'll put the @ symbol, the word skip, then the @ symbol, hit the tab key, and the system will locate the skip. If it had found more than one, it would have presented me with a list, and I could have then selected the required skip from the listing. I then tab across and say how many I want. I want one, hit the tab key, the price goes in. So now I need labour to go with that, so I click the labour tab. If you've already got some labour templates set up, the system will ask you if you want to use those. If I click OK, I'm presented with all the labours that we can use. So I basically want a site fixer and a labourer on site. I then say item selected, the system puts those in for me, then I just need to say how many I need of each. So if we're going to keep it straightforward, to have a day for each guy, 12 hours. I then return back to the item summary, and you can see these elements added now to make up a cost of £557. If we're happy with that, we click the Close Save button, and the system then presents us with three options. We can complete later, i.e. we're going to come back to this and make some amendments or add some more materials. We can complete and add markup later, i.e. we put the cost in at this point and then the markup gets added as a global percentage to the various elements at the end of the quotation. Or we can complete and add the markup to this specific item so that no matter what margins are applied to the quote across the board, this item will always remain at the same selling figure. I'm going to complete and markup later with this one. System will ask like if I want to print out, we click cancel. How many do I want? I want the one. In it goes. And then I just need to head up what part of the bill this is. So I'll say it's item 01, removals. And we'll say it's item 01. Now let's suppose we've got some electrical work that we need to remove items for as well. So I say add new bill item. Say to remove and make safe. Existing redundant electrical fittings to rear of shop. Unit measure, we'll say it's a sum. And this is going to be a price that we've got from our electrical subcontractor, and we might have agreed to supply a labourer to assist as well. So I go to my subcontract tab, get a new line within there, and then I either locate the company by trade or by his name, but we'll say show me any trade that we've got that's classed as electrical. So we'll select James Electrical Contractors. Terms as per quotation reference XYZ. Dated. And then his price, so let's say he wanted £750 to do that element, and now I want to add some labour to that. Again, click the labour tab. Now if you haven't got a labour template set up, you wouldn't get this selection coming up, you would go straight to the labour item. To enter items into there, just Control A, and then for labour, just type in @labour @ and then the system will show all the labour types that we've got in there, and I can click the labourer. And I make a note here to say that it's to assist the electrician. And it might be we've got him for 4 hours. Click the item summary to go back to the front screen, and we can see there we've got £798 to carry out that. Click close save, complete add markup later. I don't want to print out, we've just got the one element. To save me typing the same bill header and maybe misspelling, I can use the standard cut, copy, paste functions of the PC. So I will copy that description, then I will paste that description in there, but this is item 2. Now if I wanted to add some stud walling petition to this, again I click add new bill item. Now rather than pick off all the plasterboard, the gyprot track and stud work, I've already got a pre-priced component for that. So I'm going to leave my description blank, and I'm going to go to my components area, and now I'm going to locate my stud walling component. Now I know that it's coded as GEN for generic, dash, and then I'll put the @ symbol so I find all my generic components, and then I can find the particular one I want. So we've got to supply and install 30-minute fire rated stud petition. Click on that, I get more of the description there. If I want to see that fuller before I use it, just double click on it and the system will show me how that has been priced. So rather than just pricing of 1 square metre, it's been priced on a batch of 2.88 square metres with the plasterboard, track, site fixing, tape and jointing, and then divided back over that to equate to the £29.90 per square metre. So if we're happy to use that, I'm going to put a quantity of 1 in at this level, because I want to show the client how many square metres I've used rather than burying it within this component bill. Then item summary, unit measure, be metre squared. Close save, complete and add markup later. Then I put in the quantity that I want the client to see. If I've made a mistake then think actually that meant to be 45.5, I simply just click on that and overtype it, 45.5. When I hit the tab key you'll see that the various columns adjust accordingly. Now rather than me just taking a stab at the 45.5 or scaling off the drawing and putting it in, I can use the dim sheet facility to work out the walls from that. So I make sure this item is highlighted. I then go to my dim area, Control A to get a new line, and we might say that wall A was 2.4 by 7.5. Control A to get a new line. Wall B, we'll say 2.4 by 10, and then wall C was 2.4 by 4.3, and you can see now I've got to 52.3. If I then click back on my bill item, you'll see that it then replaces that with the correct figure from my dim sheet, 52.320. I'll then head this bill item up by saying it's 02 partitions 01. If I want to look at any of these items, I can simply just double click on the item and it'll take me to the view area for that, then go back to my bill item. If I then go back to the front screen, you can see now the system has split out all the sheet materials, ironmongery, glass, subcontract elements to allow me to put a markup on the various elements to start to achieve a final sell figure for the quotation. If I just go back to the bill schedule of works. So that's all we're going to cover on this short video. The next one we will show you how to enter a bill item in more detail, say like a reception counter that's going to have elements of sheet materials, ironmongery, hardware, labour, etc. We'll just go back to the front screen, and then I'm going to say complete later because I haven't finished this bill, and then we go back to where the bill's left off. So thank you very much for taking the time to look at this short video. If you want any more information, please do give us a call.